All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to a pre-market show. Hope everyone is having an amazing morning and hope you had a great trading day yesterday to start off the week. So let's get started this morning. Norm might not be joining us. He will be in the chat room later on, but at the morning he has some stuff going on very early this morning, so he might not be with us for the pre-market show. So let's get started this morning with what we had yesterday. We had actually a pretty nice watch list. We had our main watch list here, and we also had our possible watch list that looked very good as well. WDC, Roku, and AMD also looked
Good morning,
great.
everyone. Welcome to a pre-market show. Hope everyone is having an amazing morning and hope you had a great.
Oops, there we go. Had to mute that YouTube feed so you don't get the echo. Okay, so yeah, so even our secondary list, guys, WDC, Roku, and AMD also traded very, very well. So let's go through some of these and see what action we have for yesterday. So let's get our 1 minute, let's get our 5 on here, over from yesterday. Here we go. So since I have PCG up already, let's start with PCG. Again, PCG was just very clean, guys. Pre-market activity was very active, very nice range. Again, just a beautiful, clean pre-market activity, some good volume. As you know, PCG has been on fire, up and down, gapping up, gapping down. Yesterday had gap down, and it traded very nice. I personally thought it was going to be a weak stock for the day. But it does this beautiful, somewhat of a double bottom in the pre-market, and then at the open just takes off. Just a beautiful pop here. You can see right off the bat, nice opening range breakup on the 5. I'm just going to zoom in a bit more over here. Just a beautiful opening range here on the 5. This is your entry for a long, and then it takes a bit to get going here, right? This here took a while, but then it finally does get into a nice, beautiful trend here and takes off nicely all the way up to 1035-ish. 1050. So again, just traded very well. I remember watching it in this area here in the chat room, and you could tell it's just kind of, it wanted to take off. I did not take this trade, but again, it just was a very nice, clean trade. Beautiful opening range with a nice pop here on PCG. From the top, AXSM also was a nice trade. You can see here a beautiful drop. It was a little bit tough to get into this trade. Here was the pullback that you was waiting for. But after this pullback, it hesitates to get going here. You can see on the 1 minute, it takes a bit for it to happen, but it was a beautiful entry off the VWAP for a 5-minute opening range breakdown. Now this pullback it's a little bit deep, but what I like about this pullback, it hits right on the VWAP, right? It does not go above the VWAP, and that's what you're looking for, to stay below the VWAP, to take this for a continuation towards the bottom and hopefully crack the low of the day and head even lower, right? Your low of the day at that point would have been here. That's your target, and you want to eventually get to some levels even lower. So this one traded very well. Then it found a bottom, found a nice bottom. It did a beautiful VWAP reversal, and then once it comes above at VWAP, it does consolidate here, and it even heads higher. But again, the entry here for a drop was also very good. It was not great for a rising devil because again, the pre-market was pretty flat. There was one that was good. I think it's AMRN. Yes, this was a great rising devil here, guys. In the pre-market, you can see the sell-off happening. Right at the open, we had this beautiful pop and the rejection right at the moving average. This is your entry. I know a lot of you guys are looking for this type of strategy. Thor and some other traders have been perfecting this strategy. This is your entry to take a short, and you can see how beautiful this thing drops right to the low of the pre-market. You also have a beautiful opening range 5-minute, right? So this is your opening range on the 5. Here's your beautiful pullback to get in for an entry, and then you can see how nicely this thing sells off towards the bottom. So again, AMRN was nice. We did have shares for short, and it traded amazingly yesterday. If you had an entry anywhere in here, you would have survived the pullbacks because again, this drop here gave you a nice good cushion for you to stay into this trade and take advantage of this reverse ABCD pattern, just this beautiful downtrend that just keeps going, heading lower without really ever coming back and testing your entry. Later in the morning, almost noon, that is when this thing shows any signs of strength coming back towards the VWAP. But again, you get no test of the VWAP at all on that first part of the morning, which is great because if you have a good entry here, you can take advantage of this entire move without having to have a quick execution to get out at break even. MU was a little bit choppy at the open, guys. We saw how Andrew traded this one again. Gave us a bit of a hard time to get going here. Eventually, we were watching at this area here for a breakout, right? So you can see the hesitation here. What was this? 53.34. Just give us a really hard time there, but you can see it just kept making higher lows, continuing higher lows, and eventually the breakout was just getting set up to happen. You can see a beautiful pop here, comes back and retests the level that it was having a tough time getting above, and then from there it takes off nicely on this beautiful uptrend following the 9 EMA. So again, MU just seemed a bit choppy in this area here, but it was very strong once it was able to break out of this area. You can see how clear that is. Nice little breakout, and then tested the VWAP. I'm sorry, tested the moving average, the prior area of resistance, before it takes off again. Here is BA. I didn't really watch the price action close on BA. I had it all the way to the left of my watch list. Again, I'm not really a fan of BA because I just don't trade it very well. But this one today, yesterday it looked like it actually had a pretty good opening range here on the 5. Again, nice opening range. You got some continuation out of it, but again, I'm just not sure how the actual price action was. The 1 minute looks like it was a little bit choppy, maybe because the volume was pretty light after the open. Again, not sure how that traded into the actual open. All right, let's take a look at PCG. So PCG, we looked at PCG already. That's a nice pop. Yeah, traded well. Good pre-market activity, good volume. Here is Apple, guys. Apple was also very nice, very clean. It helped that the SPY was trading well. Also, a beautiful opening range on the 5 minute. You also have a nice AB 2 minute opening range breakup. If you're doing a 2 minute opening range breakup, this was very clean. You can see here on the drop starts happening at the pre-market, at the open. You see the pop, and then it just takes off nicely above the VWAP. So if you're trading a 2 minute opening range breakup, this would have been a nice one. But the 5 minute was also very clean, coming back down, testing the VWAP area. So right here you can see the VWAP. That's a great entry where you want to get in. You got a good risk to reward. The closer you can be to the VWAP, the better. And look how clean the 1 minute is as well. It's just a beautiful pattern heading towards the top here on Apple, hitting all-time highs. Just continues to tear it up very nicely. Then here's some of the possibles we had. WDC. So here, WDC, we have, again, took some time to get going here. But once it broke the high of the day, it just never looked back. Beautiful pop all the way up to these levels, 58.38. They dropped back down to the VWAP, but then you had a very nice move here and with a reversal back towards the VWAP. What I like about this reversal here, it finds support at the VWAP, tries to get higher, cannot make a new higher pivot, and then from here just goes on a beautiful downtrend, right? So your entry here, right, because you don't know if it's going to bounce and head towards the top. You always want to wait for the retest of the VWAP on the breakdown. So here's the breakdown. Here's the retest of the VWAP. If it cannot get above here, that is a good indication the stock is weak above the VWAP and wants to head lower. So that's where your entry will be here, or even here after it retests again for a second time that it cannot get above the VWAP. Roku was nice also, guys. Beautiful breakdown, and as well as great reversal back up towards the VWAP. Look at this 1 minute double bottom here, just nice and clean. Beautiful double bottom right up back to the VWAP. Also on the 5, you can see how beautiful this thing dropped down. And then this is a very strong candle here. This is pretty much engulfs the previous candle with some really strong movement here. And then you get a beautiful pullback here. This is a great entry as well if you're trading on a higher time frame, and you can see how beautiful this thing cracks above the VWAP, retests the VWAP here. Let's say you miss both of these moves, right? But you want to get into a trend trade here. Usually when stocks break through a resistance or support, they'll come back and retest that, right? If they don't break that, if they hold, this is a great opportunity to get in for a long here as well, using the low of your VWAP or slightly the bottom of your VWAP as your stop. AMD also traded very nice. Again, just nice trading from MU and AMD in the last couple of days. Look at this beautiful pop here on the 1, a beautiful ABCD pattern followed by a nice opening range breakup. Now the opening range breakup takes a bit to get going because you do have this candle that gives you the pullback here, but it doesn't get any continuation until 5 minutes later. So you have to be patient and sit in here to get the reward. And if you did, you can see how beautifully this thing popped. The great thing about it is, guys, we know we get into our trade, we set our stops, and we let the trade play out, right? And if you did that, this would have worked out pretty nice for you, giving you a nice cushion in this candle here, never coming back and testing your entry. If you were patient enough, it does take patience to sit in a trade for an hour that's going sideways, right? That's not easy to do, but if you held some here, you could have got a couple of more points here as it went up to from 42.50ish, guys, to 53. So that's a nice, beautiful pop there, an extra 50 cents on your entire move. So that's what we had yesterday, guys. A lot of stuff going on. I'm going to remove this here today. Let's see what the SPY is doing. I haven't seen the SPY this morning. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's get our daily chart. So again, just continue to rip higher. We set all-time high yesterday. Today we're slightly above the previous day close and hanging around right below that all-time high. So again, we just continue to rip higher. Every time we get these pullbacks, the market finds a way to just bounce back very nicely. All right, with that said, guys, we do have some movers here in our gappers list. Let's start over with PCG. I'm just gonna start putting PCG here permanently because it's always on our list. So PCG this morning, what are we doing this morning? This morning we are up 5%, 513,000 shares traded. Not as clean as pre-market activity as we saw yesterday. Yesterday's pre-market activity was very nice, had a lot of volume. But again, it is early, so we're looking forward to see what PCG is going to do. Although this pre-market activity is not great, again, PCG at the open has been trading really well. Again, with all the news, the back and forth, it has been trading nicely, so we definitely can watch PCG. I'm going to remove the levels we have now, and the reason is because this candle here, this candle here is creating some new highs and lows within our levels that we had already. So it kind of looks a little bit congested. So I'm going to remove some of the levels we have, and then we can redo these levels as we get to that part of the show. Let's look at SDC. SDC this morning, it is up 4%, 111,000 shares traded so far. Not a great pre-market activity. Actually, this is a horrible pre-market activity. It's very choppy. The daily looks interesting. The daily is sitting at a support that we have bounced from several times on here. So again, it looks interesting in that area. This $8 mark seems to be a very strong support for SDC. We're bouncing from that today. So we'll see. We'll look at it. But again, volume is okay. I like the pop up, but again, this pre-market activity is just not looking all that great. So we'll see what we can get out of that. Here is MU. So MU has been on fire, guys. Continues to rip higher. Look how it has left this range. It was stuck in this range between 48.50 and I want to say what 46, 45.50. Just kind of stuck here in this range after having some horrible trading in their daily chart. We have broken out of here very nice, and you can see that a lot of these intraday plays have been beautiful. So gonna remove some levels here as we have some new information from yesterday highs and lows, and we'll get some new levels towards the top here. Pre-market at the moment is looking very good, guys. MU usually does not get a great pre-market activity. Today we're seeing 319, which is great volume for MU. We're up 2% this morning. So again, just continues to rip higher here in this semiconductor. I thought we just had another one here. I thought we had two more at least. But let's look at AMRN. They probably either fell under or above the 2% on the gappers. But if we look at AMRN, wow, AMRN is scapping down some more. So down 2.9. So this stock is very interesting because it went all the way up here, gapped up nicely. I believe this was all-time high, or no? Am I mistaken here? I just want to go back at least 52-week high. I don't want to go back too far yet, but at least 52-week high. You can see the areas of resistance over and over and over again this entire year and part of last year. Just couldn't get above this. What is this? 24.16. Just every time it came up here, it looks like every quarter. Almost every quarter, every time it came up here, it just couldn't break out of that. So we tested that yesterday. We broke out of it yesterday, gapping up nicely. And today, we're just giving it all back and then some. So we're down 3% this morning. Pre-market activity starting to build. Doesn't have a great flow to it yet. Volume is at 150, so hopefully we can continue to do that. What I like about this one this morning, guys, we do have an area right here. The low of yesterday seems to be slightly below that, actually. Not at the low of yesterday, but slightly below that. You do have a level here in this moving average that if we don't hold that, we could have some room to head towards the bottom here. So let's see what we do towards that low of the day, that 22.12. We can break through that. This could be an interesting run towards the bottom. So AMRN on fire again, guys. Traded very nice yesterday as a short. Nice rising devil popped up and then sold off for the entire day. So looking forward to see how that one is going to trade this morning. All right, we got some new ones here. UL. Let's see what UL is up to on our Trade Ideas Gappers list. This one is down 7.6 this morning. So let's see. Give me 1 second here, guys. Move this over. All right, so this is down 7.6 this morning. Wow, what kind of stock is this? This looks foreign. Doesn't look clean. Looks nasty. Daily charts all over the place. Look at the gaps up and down between the dailies. Again, so just not sure what this stock is. Is a UK stock, Stan? Yeah, I'm gonna just skip this one. I think we have some better ones to trade today. Volume is not great neither. It's starting to get going a little bit here, but again, just this daily overall is not clean. How do you find levels with that, right? CLVS. CLVS Clover has been also on fire, being very, very active. I mean, just look at this daily, how active this has been, right? Just kind of went. It's been just quiet here between $3 and $4 here in November. You can see the volume increase in early November, and just from there it's been very active. So again, trading a lot more than its regular volume. Usually this thing is trading half or even a quarter of what we're seeing over the last 2 months. So definitely want to like the way this is going here. So CLVS, guys, this one, it is down 8% this morning. 108,000 traded so far. And the daily just looks very interesting. Look at this pop, comes back down, try to recover here, hit 14, and now we're heading right back down. We seem to be somewhat holding this moving average. We're kind of bouncing from that in the pre-market. talking about the pre-market, the activity right now doesn't look all that great, but it is early. And I've seen this stock have a horrible pre-market activity and still put in a great trading day. So with that said, we definitely want to keep an eye on this one. We have a lot of levels towards the top here. We have some room towards the bottom as well. But again, it just seems like it's bouncing off this moving average. So we'll have to keep a tight eye on that one as well. What else we have here? I think that covers our trade ideas gappers list. Let's head over to the Nasdaq active, Nasdaq gainers, and see what we have going on here. And then we'll see what you guys have on your end. Let's look at PTI. PTI, this is a funky stock, dropping today 30%. Wow, 4.5 million shares traded so far. What's the news on this one, guys? I don't have nor my my man to give me the news today. But this one is dropping down quite a bit. 30% this morning is down, and we got a very active pre-market activity. It was doing very well. I mean, this thing was trading nicely, and just out of nowhere, it's just getting a nice collapse here. So interesting to keep this one on watch. I don't think this is a low flow stock, by the way. It is a lower price stock, PTI. Yeah, it's a 50 million shares flow, so it is something that we can have on our watch list. It's not something that's gonna blow you out of the water on these type of low flow stocks. So definitely worth watching. We do have shares for short as well with some good volume. BLPH, this one penny stock. We'll skip this one. ACHV. We have looked at this one in the past. It is a former runner. It has run up pretty nicely. I believe they are. Don't remember if they're a low flow stock or not. Yeah, 6 million shares flow. So we'll throw this on here. The only reason why I'm adding this one for the low flow team is because I know this is a former runner. I've seen you guys, the people that trade the low flow stocks, trade this one very well. It is active this morning with 952,000 shares traded so far. And here we're up 101%. So we'll see what we can get out of that today. IMGN, not much happening in the pre-market activity. Seems pretty flat at the moment. We do have 844,000 shares traded. I don't like the daily chart. Again, these stocks under $5, you just got to be cautious, right? The daily chart is not all that great. I'm not sure what kind of stock this is. Let's check the float. Yeah, 148 million shares flow. You're gonna see that these type of stocks that have this large flow and are a lower price tend to trade a little bit funky. They're just not clean in their intraday trading. This one seems to have the one of the better daily charts that we've seen out there for this type of stock. Right, it's kind of got some range to it. But again, they go on these nasty open trading at the open. So again, it's just something that I'm not a fan of. We'll throw it on here, but again, this one might not make the list. If I find anything else that looks better, this one will not make it. ONTX penny stock, MEIP. Well, nothing happening here. It has 385, but look at this nasty daily chart. Look at this nasty, not clean pre-market activity. Also trading under $1. It's just a lot of volume and not really doing a lot on the actual candlesticks, right? So that's kind of scary there. And then here on the daily, we had a nice pop yesterday, giving it all back today. Again, just not liking the way this is forming on the daily, and just really do not like this price range. This price range is very tricky to trade, at least for me. MU, guys, I think it's worth having on our list. We have it here already, so I think this one's going to try to test that high from yesterday. It's been ripping nicely. AMD is also another one that I think is worth having on our list also. I'm going to put this one down here. Not sure if we're going to watch both AMD and MU. And again, want to have space for some other ones. But this one also looks interesting. If we can get going here and rip above some of these levels we have created over the last couple of days. It's 42, 43 area seems to be a nice area of resistance. We tested it in the last 2 trading days. If we can break out of that 43, 44, could be a possibility either today or tomorrow. APTO, this one here, not doing much. Pre-market looks horrible. Look how choppy this is. You do have some volume, 354, but look how the volume is being created by some nasty candles. Again, not really doing anything too great here. Daily chart looks like it has been ripping higher. Must have got some news around here, and it's been ripping nicely over the last couple of days. But just again, no patterns on the daily, no patterns on this pre-market activity. Nothing trading really clean here. Here's Roku, one of our favorite ones that has been pretty active the last couple of days. Again, just unsure on what it wants to do here in the daily. The daily is getting a little bit funky. Daily was pretty nice around this area, right? We had some really good moves. We had to find the base. We popped up with some clean action. We got some consolidation happening here, pop. But then here we kind of getting to an area that can go either way. I mean, I just have no bias at all here, and what it wants to do is just stuck within these ranges. This morning pre-market activity is looking very nice, 275. It is down 1.8. Again, yesterday we opened up nice and then sold off and came back up, recovered. So anything is possible with Roku. I'm going to remove some of these levels because as we're as our daily chart continues to consolidate in this area, the highs and lows are overlapping the levels that we have. So for example, this 132.39 is a level we had already, but now we have a clear low from 2 days ago right on there, right? That's very clear. So I'm going to just remove these levels, and then we can find some fresh ones. So you can see here we have highs and lows right in this area. It's just kind of stuck within this range here at the moment. Next, let's look at our Nasdaq. Actually, we have Apple here. I'm just going to throw on Apple because we know Apple has been fun to watch, has a great pre-market activity already, and I won't be surprised Apple goes red to green here unless the market does something unexpectedly. I think Apple is going to be one to have on your radar. Yesterday did very well, traded nicely, very strong. I think today we might see some of that continuation as well. Let's go to Nasdaq gainers. Move this over. ACHV we have on our list already. It's a possible up 62%, 1.1 million shares traded so far. This is a former runner we have traded in the past as a low flow stock, but again, guys, just be very cautious. It's dropping down, very aggressive right now. Here we have NEBUW, nothing going on there. Box L, nothing happening here, no volume. IMGN we have on our list. Again, nothing looking too great. Looks like we have some movement here, but kind of pretty dull right now. And also, when I see something like this, 847,000 shares traded, and you're not getting a clean pre-market activity, it reminds me of those two stocks we had yesterday. They had gap down a lot. I think it was VIEW. I forget the two tickers, and GOOS. You know, they had similar pre-market activity, some good volume, but they didn't do anything, right? So this kind of has that look. Again, I'm just not a fan of it. Here, REGI, this one only 6,000 on the volume, not much. PRVL, pretty crappy right now. TTOO, also not doing anything great. CAPR, no volume. CSBR, last one on this list, also not doing anything. All right, so that's what we have so far. All right, guys, let's see what you guys have on your end. What do you like this morning? Let's go over to the chat here. LLY on earnings. Let's look at LLY on earnings. Yeah, this is interesting. LLY is interesting. So we don't have volume right now, so I'm not going to add it to my main list because the volume is too light. I do like the daily chart. If they have earnings, when are the earnings? Pre-market or post-market? Yeah, I'm not seeing any earnings on this one. All right, so but again, right now volume is very light, guys. So I'm not seeing anything great at the moment. Daily chart is nice, but it's been on a beautiful uptrend here. I'm not sure if this is all-time high, but again, just no activity at the moment. Let's see what we have here. J&J on an upgrade. J&J, Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson's coming back nice after being beat up quite a bit. So again, they got a nice little pop here. Has been able to hold this pop, but again, just no activity on Johnson & Johnson. The volume is really, really light at the moment. So I'm just gonna skip on that one for right now. Netflix, JBL. So let's look at Netflix. What has Netflix been up to? I haven't looked at this ticker in a very long time. Again, not doing much at the moment. It's got only 30,000 volume. And it can go either way at the moment. I don't see anything great on Netflix and no volume. Also, I don't know. I'm not aware of any news with the streaming services. Usually when there's news with these streaming services, it's when Netflix, Disney, Roku, these guys are all active. But Roku is active all the time, even when there's no news, right? So out of all of them, all the streaming services, Roku is the one that's really always fun to watch. So with that said, let's look at Roku right now. Then we'll look at JBL next, see what Roku is up to. So Roku at the moment, see, this is what I'm talking about. Great pre-market activity right now, 285,000 shares traded. And again, we talked about it earlier. Can go either way here. Again, just not sure, but we can put this down here as a possible. It's just stuck within a range here at the moment with the highs and lows. Just not sure what it wants to do there. So we'll keep an eye on it as a possible for today. Next we have BA. Again, BA traded great yesterday. Looking at the chart after the fact, I'm not sure how the actual action was. Oh, let's get BA in our list over here. BA. Here we go. So BA, yeah, this is down 1.2, 160. Pre-market's a little bit all over the place, but that's typical for BA, right? BA usually these nicey stocks do not have a great pre-market activity. But again, we have a nice drop again, 1.2 here. We dropped yesterday with news of the 737 Max probably being held for production, so that's going to hurt these guys a bit. And they lost the area of support we had here, the most recent one, right? So they lost that. The next was going to be down here. You know what? BA is worth watching, guys. BA is worth putting some levels on here. It's a difficult stock to trade, but I think we have some news around it that's going to make it interesting to watch. Next we have our buddy Tesla. Let's see what Tesla is up to. All right, Tesla. All right, Tesla here. Oh, Tesla had a nice pop yesterday. I did not see this on the intraday yesterday, but a beautiful pop here yesterday. Tesla could be a go for a continuation. We do have some volume. It is down slightly. Does not mean that it's weak. Again, just kind of doing a pullback here after having a very strong day yesterday, breaking out of area of resistance here. So Tesla could be a good continuation, guys. I'm going to put it down next to Roku. If we have time to get to it, we will. But again, Tesla right now had a great day yesterday. PCG, I think we have PCG on our list. Yeah, PCG is right on here, guys. This one is definitely active this morning. 597 so far. Good pre-market activity. Definitely worth watching this one today. All right, what else we have? So Tesla we looked at. How about LK? So let's look at LK here. LK. The daily chart seems to be stuck in this range on LK. I'm not liking what I'm seeing right now at the moment. Yesterday did a nice play over from 31 to 33. I recall some of you guys calling that out. But right now I'm not seeing anything great that I like on LK, guys. Even the pre-market activity doesn't have a lot of volume. Seems very low right now. Could possibly break out of this area again, right? So the high from 2 days ago seems to be an area where it has struggled quite a bit to get above this 32, right? Kind of hanging out at the bottom here. If it can get above that, great. But again, I'm just not seeing anything too great at the pre-market at the moment. All right, let's take a look at JBL. See, it's a lot of you guys on YouTube and in our chats also screaming out JBL. What's going on with JBL? So JBL, we have a pop of 8%, 73,000 shares traded right now. So what's the news on JBL? These guys have earnings today. So what's going on? What's causing JBL to pop like this? So overall, if it is earnings, yes, earnings. All right, thank you, Helen. I'm sorry, Sen. So if it is earnings, yeah, we do have some information on here. It has a nice pop. Pre-market activity can be better for the type of earnings it is, I guess. But again, 73% is not that much volume, but we definitely can give it a watch. It is up 8%, so it's a big pop here. What's the ATR in JBL? It does not seem like it moves all that much. Or maybe I'm just 68 cents. All right, so that's decent. That's decent ATR. But again, just the daily, it seems like it's just very stale, right? If you look at this daily chart, it is on an uptrend. But man, it just seems like it struggles, right? Compared to other daily charts that we have. So nice big pop today. We do have some volume here. Hopefully it can get better. Something about it I'm just not liking, guys, on JBL. I'm going to put it here on our possible. We'll definitely take a look at it. It just needs more activity. I'm surprised that it only has 73,000 after earnings this morning. All right, what else we have? BLDB. We'll do a few more. DLDP. All right, so this one here, yeah, guys, no volume on this one. Again, just horrible volume right now, and pre-market activity is basically non-existent. We only have this right now, and it's just look at the daily, right? Look at the way this stock trades. If you look at the open yesterday, again, it's just very light on the volume. You want to be cautious when you have this type of activity and volume, right? So that's something you want to be aware of. You don't want to be trading our style of trading on a stock like this does not work. Also, look at the daily. Like, what do you find your levels, right? Very choppy. It's just no flow to it at all. All right, we'll take one more, guys. Uber, and then we'll go over to announcements. Let's see what we have on Uber here. So Uber, yeah, Uber is good, guys. Had a great continuation yesterday. You know, I did not keep it on my list yesterday. We talked about it, but I did not watch it. Oh man, look at this. So this is a stock, guys. Here's an example of something where, you know, you have just a horrible pre-market activity, no volume, and this is most likely why I took it off my list. But then turns into a beautiful trading day. I mean, look at this at the open, how beautiful this opening range was, and it just took off nicely. Here, it's just got so extended you can't take a trade in here. But again, that was a very nice trade. And the daily, you can see it on the daily setting up nicely, right? You can see the beautiful kind of range setting up on the daily and the possible breakout here. I believe some of you guys called this one out, but again, I just didn't see it. See the action on this one. All right, so as for today, I think Uber is interesting on the daily for a possible continuation. It has some volume, but again, I just have way too many. You know, one more, last one we'll add on here as a possible. All right, guys, let's get over to announcements. I don't have my man Norm today. He will be joining us later. He has some stuff come up this morning, so I am going to do the announcements and do my best. Guys, success webinar tomorrow. How to trade the open, the 5 minutes with Andrew and Eamon. So that'll be in the lifetime webinar classroom at 8 p.m. Eastern time. We started this about 2 weeks ago, and this will be our third webinar with these focus titles. So if you have not seen those already, go to our education center. You can catch the ones we have done already. We had a great one with Thor kicking it off, how to plan your education. Then we had another one with who was it? Peter, how to position sizing. Again, 2 really good webinars, so definitely check those out, guys. And tomorrow we'll be live again, lifetime webinar for doing how to trade the open with Andrew and Eamon. Guys, we were trying to come up with some new scanners contest, right? So if you have been working, if you have trade ideas and you have been working on doing some scanners, we would love for you to post them in our forum. Abio has posted that link in our chat room. He'll post it shortly on YouTube. Definitely go in there, and we're looking for a winner. If you do win and provide us some good scanners, you can win an iPad or an iPhone, depending on your preference. So again, definitely look forward to seeing what you guys can come up on some new scanners for trade ideas. Also, there is a link if you guys are looking to download our scanners. We do have, just want to show you something. This is our trade idea scanner that we use every morning. But aside from this, in our chat room, we do have turbo breakup, turbo breakdown. We have tons of other scanners as well that are available to you. So if you want to see the scanners that we use, Abby is going to throw a link that you can download our scanner settings for free. You could definitely start using those if you have trade ideas. Guys, if you have not tried our chat room, definitely do so. You get 1 week trial with a discount. Use code premarket24. This will give you access to our chat room and what we do the entire day. So again, I think this is crucial, guys, that if you're day trading, you have to be part of a community. Does not have to be ours. It could be anyone, but you have to be part of a community. It's very important. You cannot do this by yourself. It is extremely difficult. And aside from being difficult, it is very boring, right? So definitely find a community. Try us out. You got to find a community that fits your style of trading. Give us a shot. See if you like what you see. And there's no auto renew, because I do hate this when you go sign up somewhere and the next thing you know, a month later you have a charge for whatever, right? That's the worst thing that can happen. There is no auto renew, guys. You just try it out. It cancels automatically. Then you make the decision whether you want to become a member or not. All right, guys, so let's get to it. Let's find levels of support and resistance here. We have quite a bit. 9:04 Eastern time. Good morning for those that are joining us for the pre-market show. Let's get to it. So PCG. Again, this one, guys, has the daily chart's just becoming just so weird. I mean, this is one of the most weird daily charts I have seen, right? Just choppy in here, but a beautiful breakout. And then this beautiful breakout turns into a beautiful continuation. A nice breakdown here, a nice gap down with a beautiful, I mean, it's just a beautiful bounce yesterday. Great intraday trading. So this stock, with all the negative news, has done very well. So let's keep an eye on it. So here, pre-market activity right now, 671,000 shares traded. We don't have to mark a lot of levels right now. I'm going to mark down the low of the pre-market because we obviously have some support happening right around 993. I'm going to mark that down. But then overall, on top and bottom, the highs and lows are really covering, in the previous day close, are really covering a lot of the levels, right? So I don't want to get this too congested and add anymore. I think we have tons of levels on here already for PCG. If you want to get fancy, you can add here 1308. You can do that. And you can also add towards the bottom. You can have this one here, 760, right? 760 was a prior area of resistance. We broke out of that nicely, and you can see the beautiful pop ever since then. So I think that's all you can really add on this one. We have plenty with the highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. Right now, pre-market activity is getting very active. Looks like it wants to bounce again today. So we'll see how that plays out this morning. SDC, guys. So this one, I think I'm going to drop. It's getting volume, 184. But look how the volume is coming in. Here you have 46,000 units dropped in this candle, right? It's not doing anything. So the pre-market just doesn't look great. The daily, I love the way it's sitting on this support here. But just the pre-market, it's just not doing anything that I like to see, anything clean. I think we have some other ones on our list that look a lot better. So I'm just going to get rid of this one for now. Here's MU. I'm going to watch MU, guys. Beautiful pre-market activity already for MU. 413,000 shares traded at the moment. The last couple of days have been really, really clean, really solid, and a beautiful continuation here. I think we might possibly head up and test this rejection we had yesterday over here around 54.31. So towards the bottom, guys, you have plenty. Your low of the pre-market sitting very close to the previous day close, so I'm not going to mark that down. You have the highs and lows from the last 2 trading days all listed right here. So I guess you have some really good levels here. Do not really need to add anymore, guys. These also are some great levels already in there. So let's head towards the top. I'm going to look probably at a weekly chart so we can don't have to scroll too far back. So looking back at a weekly here, if we just go back into this May, March, June, July time frame, right in here, you do have some good peaks that we can mark down. Obviously 62 is one, This one here, 58 is one. And then you also have one here, which is probably the most significant one because it's the closest one to our price action right now, 55.51. And what I'm seeing here, guys, you can see the resistance there, using it as support here as well. You have some resistance also happening in this area as well. So I think 55.51 will be a good target. 58.26 if we can get some momentum. And 62 I don't think is something we'll hit today, but anything is possible the way this market continues to rip higher. So that is MU for us, guys. I think it's going to be a good open. It might be choppy, right? Yesterday it gave us a hard time. Yesterday was pretty choppy at the open, but then once it settled in, had a beautiful breakout. If you were, if you sat on that or took a stab at it, you definitely got a good reward out of that. Here's AMRN, had a beautiful selling off day yesterday, gapped up huge above this area of resistance, and then just rejected 26.16 really hard. From there, just started heading down all the way down to 22.11. Again, gave everything back from the gap, and then took some even from yesterday's nice little trade. So here we seem to be holding this area slightly above the low from yesterday, which is 22.10 is the low of the pre-market. Now I'm going to mark that down. We seem to be holding that, but if we can break from that, the next nice area of support, I'm trying to see here what that would be. I think we got someone right on here, 2010. Clearly 1911 is another area where we have some support happening there as well. Then in here it gets pretty tricky in here. Here it's pretty crappy. There's not a clean area of support, right? So just look out for 21. For the whole down number might be an area. You can mark that down. This will be a minus support, right? Minus support because it's choppy in here. There's not really much going on. These levels are great. When you have something like that's a good level. These are levels you can see. There's have a lot of days bouncing off of that. That's what you want to see on the level. When you have this choppiness in here, it's very difficult to get this level. This is why when you have a daily chart that looks great, it's nice because we all can see this, the levels nice and clear. But again, AMRN traded nice yesterday. I think we can get some continuation today towards the downside, or maybe a possible recovery here of this level. This level has been very strong. As you can see, we have several bounce of this 22.15, so I will not be surprised if the pre-market is able to hold here and head higher. CLVS, guys, this one, again, I'm not liking the pre-market activity. I know it's one that has been very active, has had horrible pre-market activity, and possibly can even trade well. But this morning, I'm just not seeing anything I like. I'm going to remove this one from my list right now. Actually, you know what? We'll do some levels for those that want to watch this one. We do have 1060, low of the pre-market, and then another very clean level here at 896. All right, so you got two very clean levels towards the top. Highs and lows from the last two trading days, plus previous day close. Do not need to add any more. They'll make this more complicated there. PTI this morning, it is dropping 40%. It is a lower price stock, which is, again, they tend to be a little more difficult to trade. Low of the pre-market sitting at 216 right now. We seem we have like a bounce off of that at the moment. Above that, we do have an area at 280. You can see some resistance right on here. Another one here at 317, a possible area of support on this nice bull flag that we did here. And then one more here, guys. I'm just going to mark down 317. Again, we got plenty of levels here, guys. Again, this is one of those stocks that it can trade a bit funky, so I'm not a fan of. Not sure if this is going to make my final list. IMGN, I'm going to remove this one, guys. Pre-market not looking all that great. Has some great volume, popping up 18%, but this just looks pretty flat for me, so I'm just going to get rid of that one. Also, look at the daily. It's just not clean at all. AMD, guys, I think it's a great one. If it can get above 43, we can have a nice move here. Even if it gives us an opportunity to take it long at the open towards 43, could be a beautiful pop. So we do have some volume, 418. 417 on the volume. Again, pre-market is a little bit choppy right now, but AMD, if it gets the fuel, it can get going and trade very nice. It had a great trading day yesterday, a great open, so hopefully it can do that today. Apple is worth watching. Don't need to add any more levels. I'm actually going to remove the levels I have now. The highs and lows from the last two trading days, the previous day close, are giving you the best possible levels at the moment. This is why when you download our hotkeys from the download area, you're going to get these settings already. So these are going to be on your chart in the Dash Trader Pro, the highs and lows from the last two trading days. And you can see here on here, you don't need to add anymore. Obviously, we're sitting at all-time high, so there's nothing else above this, what is that, 281-ish or so. Here is BA, guys. So BA, I think it's going to be interesting. It's got some bad news that broke out yesterday, and they continue to plummet down here. 1.3, down 1.3 this morning. Low of the pre-market, 320. 35 is your low, 320.21. We do have an area right on here that we're bouncing off from our low of our pre-market. Is holding this exact area that is a level of support, so that's interesting on BA. Just want to go back and see if we have anything else lower. I think that might be the most recent lowest point here. Okay, there's one more right over here, which I'm going to mark down at 309. I don't think we'll get there, guys, but they do have some bad news. So let's see what kind of continuation play we're going to get from BA today, or if we're going to hold this 320 and have a bounce this morning. All right, we have some possibles here. I'm not going to go through these guys in details, but just want to go over what some of the possibles are. ACHV looked great earlier. Now it's just kind of selling off, not looking all that great, even for a low flow. So I'm going to remove this one. Roku, guys, a great possible. Right now, it's stuck within these ranges of the highs and lows from the last 2 trading days, but it has a good pre-market activity and it has good volume. So this could be a possible as well. As Andrew comes on, he's going to fine-tune the watch list a little bit more. I'm going to be doing the same to my watch list also. Tesla looks great for a possible continuation. Had a great day yesterday, pulling back now. If it can get going here and rip higher, it can actually squeeze and start heading higher. But again, right now it's not doing much at the moment. The volume is just on the lighter side with only 138,000 shares. JBL, guys, had earnings, as you guys mentioned, but again, just not seeing anything too great in the volume wise, right? I think it still has potential, but the volume just seems to be a little bit lighter. It looks like now it's starting to pick up a little bit, so we'll keep an eye on that. And another possible is Uber, and not because the volume, just because the daily chart is looking so great. Broke out yesterday, as we mentioned. This looked like a possible for a long. Had a great day yesterday, hit this area of resistance, and today we can possibly get some continuation. If we do, we have all this clean space to run, so hopefully we can get something there out of Uber later on this morning. All right, guys, that is what we have. Thank you so much for joining the pre-market show. Andrew's going to come on now and go through the gappers list and find his watch list. Take care, guys. Stay safe, and I will see you guys tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern time. Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone had a great morning so far. So, yes, that is the plan, to find a good watch list and overtrade. That's pretty much the plan for today. No, I'm just kidding. But really, it seems that we have really good watches. I was a little bit concerned about December, and but it seems to me that that December might be a little bit hard to find the stocks in play. But so far has been amazing, thanks to Elon Musk with his Tesla, AMD, Roku, PCG, and all of the fires in California. We've had a lot of good stuff going right now so far. It's been December 17th. That's my last week of trading in 2017, and so far has been amazing. So, yeah, I'm going to share my screen as well to find the stock, to find the levels. Yeah, perfect. So, for those of you guys who are still around on the YouTube, I just wanted to mention the success webinar that is going to be tomorrow. So the Success Workshop series, that this is what we designed and replaced with the Wednesday workshops. And we want to have a series of essential webinars for success in your trading journey. I mean, we had about how to plan your trading education, and Peter had a really nice presentation about share size and how to, get the consistency with proper share sizing and tools and that you can actually use, and he developed. Ayman and I are going to talk about how to trade in the first 5 minutes, surviving the chaos. That's the name of our presentation, and there are a lot of videos and a lot of good examples that all of the credit goes to Ayman. Really, in the last couple of weeks, he worked on that. So really, Ayman and I are going through the examples that we could find. And then we have a really good trading psychologist coming next year, and they have a talk about the psychology. We want to bring maybe Kyle to talk about some of the hotkeys that he designed and is using for his trading, because Kyle is just a hotkey guy in our community. We want to bring a couple of traders in our community that have designed a tool for journaling. So it's actually, they started a company out of Bear Bull Traders community. They're going to have that presentation. We want to bring performance coaches, how to actually, so a lot of topics that we just come and could reach out to people all the time. Ryan is reaching out to people almost every day to book them for our series. And I think they're really, really beneficial. Of course, it is recorded for lifetime members, and you're welcome to watch them later, because obviously not everyone can actually see these live. Of course, being in the live presentation is always good for I personally don't watch any recording. If I make it on the event, I made it. If not, I usually get distracted by something else, and I don't. So try to make it really, and it's good to have that discussion. So yeah, so that's the success workshop seminar. So this is for lifetime members only. So if you're not a lifetime member, you can always upgrade. Just email us. Or now we have a more affordable lifetime membership, $149 per month for 1 year. Then after that, you're not going to pay anything else, and you have access lifetime. And no matter what we add into the community, you will still have access. You will be grandfathered to every feature that we're going to add. And if you're on a monthly plan, you're paying $99, you can always upgrade to $149, and then you just pay for 1 year, and then that's it. And you can still cancel anytime. It's not the 100% requirement. After 6 months or 4 months or 3 months, you said, you know what, I don't want to trade anymore. You can always cancel and just, you don't get charged again. So yeah, so good. Saying all of this stuff, I'm going to find a watch list for about 12 minutes that we have. So PCG is a continuation. So it's still so strong, gapped up 10%. I can't believe this stock 2 weeks ago was $2. It's just, I cannot believe that back in end of October, a few weeks, almost a month ago, it was $2, and now it's just that went up all the way up to $13. So it had a really good day yesterday, and now it's coming in the pre-market. It's really moving up. And let's see how it does. But potentially it can go above the 11 and crack. Right now it's really extended on the VWAP. And as you guys know that it's really, really difficult to trade when the stock is moving too much in the pre-market, because you need to get an entry near the VWAP. So PCG definitely makes that. For instance, in terms of levels, we have we don't need to find a lot of levels. So we have this 1058, 1060, which is the high of this December 4th. Obviously, it's a very big level. And then we have the yesterday high at around 11. And then, yeah, that's it pretty much. And if you want to sell off, if you want to come down, something around 1018 looks like a bounce from these two levels back in December. I think that's a really decent level that we can trade based on that. So yeah, you don't need to put a lot of levels in there. So MU stayed strong yesterday, went up all the way up to 54.30. It just wanted to chop me up and down, but it still is gapping up 2%. So it's still potential continuation to the upside, or it might be a sell-off at the open from VWAP all the way to this moving average, this 200 moving average on a 1 minute chart could be possible trading. So I definitely keep an eye on that. In terms of level, we really don't have a lot of levels here, but we don't need a lot of levels because we have the moving averages that we can actually trade based on that. Roku is gapping down on a daily chart. It still is not great. It still is kind of stuck in this range. It would be nice if it could crack below 130 or above 150, but it's still in this range. So it might be still a little bit tough to trade. But since it's down 2% and it is Roku, so we can actually definitely keep an eye on that and see if we can. If we want to go up, we have the previous day close at 138.19, which is actually the high of yesterday high as well. This 3 days ago, there's a week, so that week can't possibly be a level because there's a big week nearby. And if you want to sell off, you have 2 days ago low at around 132, which is, see this magic. It actually did bounce back. So on a daily chart, it did bounce back from 132. AMRN had a really amazing, I had a lot of fun on AMRN yesterday. I mean, 1-2 trades on that. So sold off all the way down. And now if you want to sell off, definitely 2188 is a level that you want to have, keep an eye on that. Still, we have shares for short. Oh yeah, we have tons of shares for short. And if you want to really lose it, I mean, the gap is 19. I'm not sure if you get to 19. Probably we're not going to get to 19, but definitely if you want to go short, 2188 is a level. If you want to stay strong, we want to go and check the previous day close at around 23. So AMRN is definitely, UN is the United Nations, is down, but it's a foreign company, so we really don't want to trade UN. No, I'm just kidding. This is Unilever NV. So do you see these gaps in the foreign companies? Someone asked me, why don't you trade this foreign market? Because look at these gaps all the time. And this is because of exchange rates. I don't know, this company might be a European company, and USD, Canadian changes every day. So as you see, Canadian US dollar changes every day, and the value of the currency, when it changes 1%, the value of the company also gaps up and down based on that, because they value the company based on the currency that, Toyota Motor is valued by Japanese yen. So when the Japanese yen USD changes, TM would change to, overnight. So that's why it's hard to trade. How do you want to find levels? They are tradable. I'm not saying they're not tradable, but they're not really active for retail traders. CLVS is doing some stuff, gapping down 6.7%. you know, possible could be. You know, I have short Interactive Brokers 65,000 shares. If you have the shares for short, you know, could be tradable. But if not, I don't know. I mean, it's a little bit tough to trade when you don't have shares for short because you're just limited to one side. Or we can take a look at that. UL, it's the same. What is that? Yeah, UL is the same as UN, I think. Is it? Yeah, it looks like a foreign company. All of these gaps, so we delete that. Tesla, Elon Musk did it again, huh? Tesla is up to 385. So Tesla is actually ready, I think, for a break of. Is this? I don't think it's all-time high, but it's very, very important level. It actually might go all the way up to 387. So that's a very, very important level. Oh, it is all-time high. Yeah, Elon Musk did it. So. Yeah, around this level is a very powerful level at around 389, 380. So it might actually go for crack of high of the day. It's all-time high. Usually when the stock is going that much, usually test the all-time high. You might crack it or you might not. So definitely Tesla, you can be in watch. No, it's not. I don't think it's. It used to be. It used to be over. I'm not sure. Was it? Or I'm wrong. Yeah, at least it's all-time high. I think in Elon Musk mine it was 420 before, but I think in the market it never went up over 400. Yeah. All right. Yeah, 420 secured. Yeah, it was in Elon Musk mind that time. So yeah, that's it. So someone mentioned JBL. That one, Jabil. No, it's not JBlue actually. It's Jabil. How come it didn't hit our scanner? Oh, because of the volume. We don't have 100,000 shares volume, but it seems interesting. That's for sure. Daily chart is interesting. We don't have a lot of volume, unfortunately, JBL, but 47 million shares float. No, that's not. 148 million shares float. Yeah, we don't have a lot of volume on that, but that is interesting. That's for sure. That's could be possible a trade if it gets good volume and good order flow. Yes. Boeing, Sahil mentioned Boeing. Boeing is active 1.3% down. Yeah, Boeing is nice. I made some money yesterday on Boeing on a daily chart. Oh yeah, look at that. So I remove all these levels. Let's find some levels down here. Oh yeah, definitely Boeing might actually test this 52-week low that I'm actually putting at 319. And if you want to go back, then there are a couple of weeks that going down 311. Yeah, I actually like that. I actually like Boeing, that's for sure. And another thing mentioned that Brian is looking at IMGN. IMGN is not in my field. And Uber was also nice yesterday. It was a beautiful opening range break up. Uber, yeah, it's up 1.3%. Yeah, beautiful move on Uber. Yeah, Uber was a beautiful opening range break up. So okay, so I think that's it, guys. I mean, I can even get rid of the CLVS. All right, so that's on my watch for me. MU, Roku, PCG, AMRN, CLVS, Tesla, and Boeing. That would be for me. Yeah, guys. So that's for me for sure. Again, guys, tomorrow, don't forget about the lifetime webinar. It's in the afternoon. It's in the 8 p.m. on the Eastern time, which 5 p.m. on the Pacific time. That would be the situation for us. Speaking of lifetime seminar, AMRN, looking at it, setting off already in the pre-market. Tesla, Elon Musk did it. PCG over there. And Roku up over there. So I'm just putting everything in a different screen that I have, 1 minute and 5 minute chart. Yesterday, I got a bad fear of missing out on MU and started jumping on it early, and then that messed up my whole trading on MU. I do not have a Tesla, no. I actually like the truck. It's very unique. Yeah, I actually like the Tesla, so. Yeah, I think pretty much I have everything around. So CLVS there as well. JBL over there. Yeah, so I think I have pretty much everything. So CLVS, see what it does. Zine for later today. Is Zine active? Yeah, but there's no volume, only 50,000 shares. It's just so we need volume. If it gets the volume, it definitely hits our scanner. So we don't need to really worry about that. Yeah, 20% short interest is considerable. So it's something that you have to be a little bit careful on that. AMRN just dropped below the VWAP. Boeing.
Morning, guys.
Good morning, Brian.
Morning, Andrew. So we've got, Amarin really still selling off a little bit into the open here. So it's been weak ever since it popped up. It's crazy.
Sorry, which one?
Oh, AMRN. It's just been weak.
Yeah.
As soon as it popped up, the first couple minutes, and we got stopped out, and then we did the reverse, flip the position. But it's just been weeks ever since that happened. Never really.
So do you think AMRN could be a potential rising level short?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I've got an order in right now, 21 or 22, 10, but I don't know if I'm going to get a fill on this here.
There you go.
It's really yeah, it's pretty violent right now.
Roku opened the strong. Let's see what is that? What is doing?
Yeah, I'm going to have to get out of this. Okay, didn't even come close to getting a fill there.
PCG opened very strong too for a pop above 1060. Yeah. Let's see if we can PCG get a 1 minute opening range breakup, would be nice. AMRN, it's coming back up. See what it does. So again, for me, wait for a minute. No fear of missing out. I'm perfect in getting into making it mess for myself in the first minute and then digging myself out of that mess. I'm really good on that. So Roku did a 1 minute opening range. MU seems like a short to me right now. MU seems like a short. That was a good pop on MU. Come on. I hesitated to get into MU. MU was an amazing short. I just hesitated on that. So
yeah, I took a short at 2180 on AMRN.
2180. Brian went short. Tesla looks like a long to me. What for opening range breakup?
Just going to cover a little bit here. 2162.
AMRN, I think I don't like that doji on AMRN, so I'm kind of considering maybe a long on that. So I'm long AMRN at 2180.
Yeah.
So I'm long on AMRN at 2180. 1 minute open range breakup. Yeah. So sold some at 22.
Yeah. I flipped my position. Oh, look at it. Jeez.
Oh, you did too? Oh, shit. I got it.
And I sold it and I got out at 22. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, so I sold some at 22 and I need to do something with that. I don't know what to do with it. So I'm all out on that at 2176. It's very crazy.
Yeah. Can't trade.
So let's see what it does. But that was a nice pop. I could get something out of that. Boeing looks like a long. Boeing is squeezed up. Tesla might be a good long too. I'm long Boeing at 322. I want to take a long on Boeing at 322. Let's see. I'm long Boeing at 322. Let's see if you can go for a high of the day. A stop loss would be below the VWAP. So that squeeze would be nice.
Looking at
here we go.
PCG, I took a long 1022, 1021.
Now AMRN now it looks like a short really.
Yep.
So as I mentioned, I'm long Boeing at 322. Yeah, so I'm selling some. So I have 400 shares. I sold some at 323. If it holds, it might be a good go above 324. I'm just scalping it. Yeah, so sold 324. Yes, 324. So I'm out more at 324. 64. Let's see what MU is doing. Yeah, AMRN turned out to be really nice short. AMRN is weak, man. There's no love to AMRN.
Yeah, that was the pop I was looking for on that devil trade.
Tesla could be a long now for open range breakup. Yeah, Tesla could be a long for open range breakup. Oh, here we go. Beautiful. 325. Get out on that more. Tesla, I don't know actually about Tesla. It looks really weak now to me. MU could be a short opening range breakdown. Yeah, MU was a nice 1 minute opening range breakdown that I didn't get out of that. JBL didn't do anything. CLVS is doing some stuff. Yeah, AMRN was why didn't I trade AMRN? Because I'm stupid. Okay, I think MU is going to be a short. Let's see what it does. Yeah, MU is a short now for a 5 minute open range breakdown. Let's see if you can get a pullback on that and then get a better entry. Yeah, Tesla popped up for a. So let's see what Tesla is doing. I'm taking a long Tesla. Yeah, I'm taking a long on Tesla at I'm taking a long on Tesla for a red to green. At 3, I got filled at 380.99. Let's see if you can hold it. I'm long Tesla at 389. Small share size. I have 100 shares left. So I'm long Tesla for open range breakup, 389. So get out more on that at 382 for red to green. So I'm long Tesla at 380, 381, 390 something, and just getting out of it. Okay, beautiful. Yeah. It went up to 383. Boeing is still making highs. That's nice. Oh, Boeing, nice. Boeing 325. So let me get out of Boeing. I think Boeing actually might be a red to green. MU, I told you MU is a short. It's just saying it, not taking it. Nice, amen. Amen got the right nice 3 points on that. Yeah, so I'm also a little bit short on Tesla. Let's see if you can get something out of it. 383, which is the yesterday high. Boeing also, I want to get Boeing up at 32.6 as well. So yeah, so I'm getting out on Tesla at 383 something, the 384. Yeah, very nice. Rocco is doing his Rocco thing again. Boeing, beautiful guys. Did anyone take trade on Boeing? So I made it 1200. I'm done with that, honestly. So I'm just getting out more on Tesla at 385. Nice.
Wow. Yeah, nice.
MU is going red to green, really. I think MU is definitely a red to green now. Yeah. Shit, I should have taken MU. Tesla more out at 385. Yeah. Boeing is doing some stuff. PCG, what PCG did nothing. Yeah, AMRN was, AMRN, honestly, I am a little bit afraid of AMRN. To be honest with you, I'm a little bit afraid of AMRN. So I'm out more doing at 325.60. Yeah, MU wants to go to green. Let's see if scalp it. Yeah, MU definitely wants to go red to green. But again, I missed a good entry on that. I don't know if I want to mess around with it. PCG looks like a long to me. PCG looks like it wants to pop above the VWAP. It kind of holding it at, I was thinking of long at 1025 for a squeeze. But these, I don't like these wicks, honestly. Yeah, MU, definitely MU. Yeah, MU is just so clean. MU is just like talking to us. I want to go down. I should have taken MU short. Roku also did the opening range breakdown. CLVS popped up. That's interesting. AMD is engulfing. I don't know. I'm not a big